wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limousine riding, jet flying, son of a gun, and I'm having a hard time holding these alligators.
You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. Check, we Ric Flairing on them niggas. It's apparent these girls staring. I'm Ric Flairing, gold across my chest. I'm fresh to death, I'm Paul Bearing, not at all scary. One eye open like Betty Wops and fine to these Urkels that's going in like a carry shot. Woo! I'm going in like a Mary Pop off that Mary Crop at the top flow at the Marriott. So questioning me is like questioning you. See, we the best dressed, so come and get blessed with the crew. Not one but two, different ways to slaughter your crew. Committed tat across the chest, I guess she blessed with the truth. People want to see them checks, representation of proof. Living through my elders trying to resonate to the youth. But ain't nothing to get my flash on. Longevity is heavily embedded in my melanin. Layman terms, I last long. My grind repetitive, I'm smoother than real silk. Lyrical cash cow who can't cry over spilled milk. We in here. You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. This ain't no normal situation, this preparation with greatness. Industry full of fakeness, it's really up for the taking. See, life is what happened to you, more so how you take it. Don't get stripped of your knowledge and mentally leave you naked. I like to live otherwise. I'm sorry that I'm fresh to death. I put the polo and apologize. See, black son, we ain't nothing like them other guys. Quit to socialize, we organize, then we mobilize. Off the deep end like a scuba diver. And no confusion, just keep it pushing like Uber drivers. Woo! Business fresh just like a supervisor in a Gucci visor. Can't find a smoother rhymer. You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairing on them niggas. We Ric Flairing on them niggas.
Yeah, DQ baby. Shout out that boy Nigga for that fire track. Hey, Black Sun, sun up. What's up, Vinny Vegas? What in Vegas? Yeah. Shout out Pharaoh's Kids, D-Face, yeah, Bubba C, yeah, Ric Flairing on them, Ric Flairing on them, Ric Flairing on them, Ric Flairing, sun up, baby.
Scotty, you going crazy for this one. We see what you're doing, we salute you. Hey, let's get it started. It's Backpack Capital One. What's in your wallet? Got a call from my man A. Scott. I said I got it. Love that you highlighting all of these black colleges. Try to pay me for doing this. Look, bruh, if you don't get off my line with that foolishness, voice of the SWAC, pull up where you at. No cap if the Brody is speaking the soft facts. My advice, tune in to every show. Captain Petty, but we know that the sergeants are with the smoke. Speculate, just tell me what is we doing. Get into it, okay, look, I'ma say this and keep it moving. My boy Scotty, man, he offered the leash. Black grad, paying college, I'm glad that he called me. Walk it, cause we all been taught that talk is cheap. Even primetime knows Scott for the HBCU streets.
What is going on, everybody? It's your boy Scotty, and you're watching Off Script, the Afterglow Show. You already know what it is. It's your boy. I'm back again. Listen, appreciate you guys for tuning in. Appreciate you guys for joining. As always, make sure you like the stream. Okay, I shouldn't have to keep saying this every single time I come on here. It's the same foolishness. All right, same foolishness. You start with the same crap. Just go ahead and like the stream, so I ain't gotta make my voice hoarse or whatever. All right, too easy. And please get up for my special guest today, Kofi. What's up, Kofi?
What up, man?
What's good, man? We back, bro. We back.
What's good, man?
Chilling.
Listen, have you seen that darn Fresh Prince show?
Nah, I keep hearing you post about it, and I haven't seen it.
You heard me post about it. Well, look, bro, you
Oh,
must see
yeah.
Bel Air.
Yeah, I can't hear you post about it. My bad.
But listen, you gotta freaking watch that show.
Is it that good?
It's that good.
Right.
It's that good. You gotta check it out, bro. It's off the chain. Like all the characters, it's the casting, the writing, all that stuff is just phenomenal. And Wheeler's a pretty good basketball player. He's pretty good, man.
That's what's up. That's what's up. I'm gonna have to check it out. I really am gonna have to check that out. I've been seeing it literally freaking everywhere. So it can't be too bad, you know. Black Twitter is crazy. So that's what it is. Hey, make sure you like the stream, become a member on the Off Script channel. You already know what it is. All right, listen. Same place I gotta start. It's the same place I started this morning. It's the same place I gotta start today. The Juwan Howard fight. Now listen, this was my thing. If there was like some unwritten rules for Caucasians, is don't touch a black man when he's angry. If you didn't know, now you know. All right. So if you haven't seen it, if you've been living under a rock, I'm about to show you the video clip, and this is what happened. It's what happened when white people touch black people when they mad. All right. It says, don't touch me. Don't touch me. Don't touch me. Don't touch me. And it gets popping from there. Juwan Howard gets this chopping. Watch, bring your. I love it. Absolutely love it. Then there's a melee. All right. The reason I don't got the sound on, because you know the white announcers, they be like, oh my God, it's a melee. It ain't no melee. It ain't no Detroit Pistons, you know, brawl, you know what I'm saying? So, but what was your opinion about the Juwan Howard situation?
Well, back in kindergarten, and in pre-K, one of the first rules is keep your hands to yourself. Control yourself, control your emotions, please, before we put you in the timeout corner. And back in the day, you used to beat your tail. But please keep your hands to yourself. So I have to judge this fairly because I'm a Juwan Howard fan. And I was just like, Florida Evans, like, damn. Juwan, bruh, just you're a grown ass man. And I know that you're in a game where, you know, it's a lot of emotion involved, but you got to do better, bro. You got to do better. We don't have that many. All this fight by black coaches and X, Y, and Z. We tried to get more of us into the game.
Facts. And you this what you doing.
And this is what you freaking do. Like, you have made all of white America just trust us. You have made white America just very afraid. And you like skin.
Oh, man. He said, this is why we don't let y'all in here.
Come on, man. Just all the stuff that he was doing, he just did too much. Now, I know, obviously, he was angry, but it wasn't like the game was close.
Yeah, that's fair.
You know what I'm saying? And even if you got blown out like you did, you know, take your lumps and keep it going. Now, why the little white dude wanted to go and explain to Juwan why he called the timeout is beyond me. You know, just, hey, call him on the phone, shoot him a text. You see the man is upset. Just leave him alone.
Listen, okay, so I had the video I had earlier today had the sound, right? And it clear. This is what he said. He said, I'm gonna remember that. He said, I'm gonna remember that shit. That's what he said when he's walking by him. He said, I'm gonna remember that. This is what Juwan said, right?
All right.
So listen, if that's another black head coach, you know what he gonna say? I bet. That's it. And we gonna keep it pushing.
What is there to talk about?
Ain't nothing to talk. That's what I'm saying.
What is there to talk about?
Ain't nothing else to talk about.
Little
That's
white
what
people,
I'm saying.
listen. When we say that, I'm gonna remember that. Just all right, just get your little swag on and say some jive like that. Let me just go back to all right. So I coach tennis, right?
Yeah.
In tennis, win, lose, whatever. After the match is over, you have to go to the net and shake hands. It might be a little pass and shake. You might give them a pinky finger, but you're gonna go to the net and shake. Depending on the match, if it's a real good competitive match and you kind of like the person, you might dap each other and say, man, that was just straight war, man. That was good stuff. But, if I know you hooked me, you did some
really war in tennis. Is there really war in tennis?
Oh, absolutely.
Ain't no war.
100%. Look, I need to get you out on court, but more importantly, I need to show you some Serena matches and some Agassi matches and some McEnroe matches, and you tell me whether or not it's war or not.
Ain't no war.
Because the joke is, I need to get you out on court. You'll see. You'll change your mind after that. But back to what I was saying.
Go ahead.
You still got to shake hands at the end of the match. And it be all kind of stuff going on. It's you got Juwan had to do better. Now, the question is what they finna do about it. Because he is one of Michigan's most beloved athletes. And I would hate to see him lose his job over something that he could have handled differently or should have handled differently.
All right, so News Blue just told he's suspended for the rest of the season.
So that includes postseason?
I believe that includes March Madness. So the whole shebang bang.
Well, at least they didn't fire.
No, they said no, it's only 5 games. So it's only 5 games. Okay, so he's good for the postseason.
And I know he's a little salty because they started out so strong. And then he came back and they kept getting mollywopped. And I'm sure it's a blow to his ego, but you just have to do better with your emotions, man. We trying to make a move and stuff. We can't have black people just losing it and, just going ham all over the people and swinging at white people just because they're trying to communicate with you. You got to do better, man.
They said that Michigan ain't making the tournament.
That's a good possibility. That's true.
NIT, NIT is available. You know what I'm saying? But this is my thing, right? I think we talked about it earlier in the show today. It's the cultural difference for me, right? Because even Blue, when I was talking about earlier, he was like, I would be like, hey man, I mean, this is me trying to imitate Blue, but Blue don't talk like this. But he was like, I would come up and ask him what's the problem. You know what I'm saying? And at that time, I'm trying to get him to understand. You don't want that smoke. You know what I'm saying? Like,
don't do that.
As a brother, as another black man, I wouldn't even want that smoke. You know what I'm saying?
Did you see Crabtree? Let's go back to Crabtree and Sherman.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, that was tough. Yeah. You gonna try me with him? Yeah, that was tough.
You can't go to a black man after, you can't do that. And really, I want to say really any athlete in the heat of the moment like that.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's all kind of testosterone going on. People don't like to lose. I was really shocked when Tom Brady didn't swing on Richard Sherman. I was like, when Sherman went to him and was like, "You mad, bro?
Yeah,
you mad? Mad, bro?"
I don't care how cool Tom think he is. He ain't ready for that. Okay, he ain't ready for that. That's Oakland. Okay, like bump all that Stanford stuff you talking about. That boy raised in Oakland.
Who was the dude from Oregon that used to play running back? He used to run all over the people. What's his name?
I don't know.
He was big back. He played for the Patriots.
LeGarrette Blunt.
Yeah. So the little white man, not going on white, black, blah, blah, blah. But anyway, this little player went up to LeGarrette Blunt after the game just running his mouth. And LeGarrette hauled off and knocked old boy. I was like, don't freaking do that.
Yeah.
Don't do that. Give him space.
I ain't even gonna lie to you. I talk mass smack, but there's just certain things in like culturally, like when you hear
do not freaking hit me with draw four after draw four and Uno.
You gonna earn that. You gonna earn that. But what I'm saying is the fact that it's certain quotes that when black people say it, just know stop what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna remember that shit. Like that's personal. Like I've taken that personal. You're like, this what we doing? It's just certain slogans that black people say. You like, okay. You just, you know what? I'm good. I'm gonna go the other way unless you really for that smoke. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. But shout out to Juwan. I hope he bounced back and does better, bigger, and better things. All right, listen. Deion Sanders speaks on SWAC business. Okay, he speaks on SWAC and how they need to run their business. Okay, so let me go to these quotes, these quotables by Deion Jesus Christ Jr. All right, so here we go. All right,
we the people.
So let me read this. It says, and this is all from Jesus Christ Jr. Are you serious? Sometimes we use that phrase as a question. That's another black slogan that you need to be very mindful.
Are you serious?
Yeah, be very mindful. Okay. Other times we use it as a statement. I have to tell you, I found myself uttering that phrase countless times during the 14 months I've been the head football coach at the prestigious HBCU, Laxton State University. I can't apologize for the journey God has taken me on in 54 years of life. I've seen a lot, and I know from my experiences playing from 9 different professional football and baseball teams what it's supposed to look like, feel like, and ultimately what it's supposed to be like. I've got something I need to get off my chest. We've got to get our houses in order. Hey, babe, you want to read it in the Deion voice? You don't want to do the Deion voice?
We've got to get our houses in order before we can expect to make any significant progress or to be taken seriously. I recently pointed out.
Wait. See, you can't do it, my baby, because she can do the Deion voice. Come on.
Okay, do the Deion.
No. He doesn't do it justice. He doesn't do it justice. Go on. You start at the top. It's all right. Start at the top. You're fine. You're good. All right. So all you gotta do is hit that button.
Do Deion.
Hey y'all, like the stream.
All right, go ahead. Yeah,
start at the top. The top. Okay. I've seen a lot, and I know, Abrion, from my experiences playing for 9 different professional football and baseball teams, what it's supposed to look like, feel like, and ultimately what it's supposed to be like. I've got something I need to get off my chest. We've got to get our houses in order before we can expect to make any significant progress or be taken seriously. I recently pointed out the mistreatment of HBCUs in general and JSU in particular from a business perspective. Let me be clear. The days of misappropriating funds are over.
Yes, sir.
Right now, today, from this day forth, first steps to rectify this history of bad management is to mandate efficient and effective fiscal management.
Yes, sir.
It means decisions must be based solely on sound business and financial practices. Poor financial decisions can derail any organization.
Come on now.
The beginning of the end for Blockbuster occurred when it declined to buy Netflix for $50 million in 2000. Worth today over $1,768. Billion, sorry. HBCUs must make sound business decisions to ensure long-term profitability and sustainability in order to prosper. Our mindset must shift from simply surviving to understanding our ability to dominate the marketplace. Only then can we provide better education and preparation. There's no need for promoters to host classics and make millions every year while schools receive a fraction of that. It must be equitable. As these last 14 months have shown, our community has power, influence, and can have an impact. Check your watches because it's time for change. Believe it, receive it. We've got to understand our position and how to play it. We have immediate opportunities to improve our business practices, decision-making models. Too many times folks get in their feelings over this topic because too many of our business practices and models are outdated. The opportunity for HBCUs to thrive is right now, and we must seize it. I've always thought life was about dominating your moments. Doing that has put me in the position I'm in as a man and a coach to dominate the moment.
Tough dominate Buddy Pugh in them.
Must be made immediately. Everybody isn't going to agree, and that's okay. It is what it is. I am a cultural influencer and an independent thinker. I have no problem standing alone for what I believe is right. Many forget that the same light that causes us to shine is the same light that shows our blemishes. Activist Angela Davis once said, "I'm no longer accepting things I cannot change, but I'm changing things I cannot accept."
Oh, glory. Glory, glory, glory. Glory, glory.
With that being said, to my Jackson State fam, from Coach Prime, God bless and like the stream.
Yo, she be in the house doing that, Jay. I
killed it.
Yeah, bro. I be crying. Oh, man. Oh,
you got to get her a wig next time she does it, man. You got to give her the Jerry Curl wig with some gold teeth.
Uh-huh.
Yes, sir.
She be doing that.
Kill that, bro.
She be doing it all the time. But yeah, so overall, what are your thoughts on what he said, Kofi?
Okay, I'm in agreement that HBCUs need to get their houses in order. And I want to say my problem with what Dion said is going to go back to what he said about the promoters, because it's not the promoters' fault. Okay, it is not the promoters' fault. It is the presidents and the ADs and the general counsel's fault who review these contracts and agree to them. You can always look at the contract and be like, no, we're not signing this. This is what we need. We understand our worth. But guess what? You didn't do the necessary research to see what your market value is in a given region. And then you put pen to paper and sign an agreement. That's your fault. That is not the promoter's fault. The promoter came up with a presentation of what they thought would work. It's your job to say, no, this does not work. That's negotiation. I'm going to need this, this, and this. That's why in the NFL, I want to say in the preseason, you see these holdouts and stuff, and this going on so long because they are negotiating. It's not instant. They're not so quick to put their pen to the paper because they got people that can read. Okay? So HBCU presidents and ADs and general counsel, you need to do a better job of doing your necessary research. Understand what your market value is, okay? Now, was Jackson State getting the low end of the bargain? Yeah. Okay. Was it the promoter's fault? No.
Nope.
It was not. Okay. They had multiple times to sign multiple agreements with the Southern Heritage Classic. They decided, Jackson State decided to sign that raggedy deal. That's their fault because they didn't do the research. If Jackson State and Tennessee State are having a 30, 40, $50 million impact in Memphis, Tennessee on that weekend, then that should be reflective in the money that Jackson State gets. Jackson State and Tennessee State gets. And that should have been job number one of what they wanted to do. And that should have been the discussion as opposed to sitting up there and pulling out the games you signed a contract to play in and stuff.
This is my problem. And once again, man, this is my, like, the stuff that, like, I don't know if y'all ever watch like Family Guy, what grinds my gears, what really grinds my gears, or in New York they say what really scuffs my Timbs.
Right.
Is the fact that nobody had a problem with this until Coach Prime put a light on it. Everybody was cool with the status quo. Everybody, if Coach Prime was not at Laxton State right now, Laxton State would be in the Southern Heritage Classic, sit back, kicking like, oh man, thank God we getting $200,000, $300,000. That's my issue with all this. So you needed an agitator to come in and check.
An outside influencer. Keep going.
You needed an outside agitator who had no part of what the SWAC had been doing, had no knowledge of what the SWAC was, if we're being honest, because he said that in his documentary. Anybody think I'm lying, check it out yourself. All right, to change. But these are the same people that tell me on the flip side that we need to bring in more people who've already been in the SWAC that ain't never changed anything. You haven't changed anything to this point. You needed an outsider to ruffle some feathers, and now everybody want to be like, yeah, that's right. Yeah, we need to know our value. Why didn't you know if you were so good at what you were doing? If what you was putting out in the field was so good, if the product was that good, why are you having to resell it by somebody else?
Look, again, not understanding the worth. I mean, HBCU football is straight up entertainment. You get the football game, which is your athletes. In HBCU football, you have your coaching personalities. That's two. So you got two right off the bat. In SWAC football, the referees are part of the entertainment. Okay? They might make you mad, but they are part of the entertainment. Then you have the HBCU marching band, which in many cases include your drum majors, your freaking the band and the dance lines, and in some cases the flag lines. Whatever, it's all a part of the entertainment. All of that's a huge entertainment package that you have to factor in. All of that, and this is how dumb just a lot of our people are when it comes to negotiating. And I want to even go down to the band directors when it comes down to this. The Florida Classic, the current Florida Classic agreement, the Marching 100 and the Bethune-Cookman Marching Wildcats are not getting nearly what they should get when it comes to even the Battle of Bands. In fact, I'm not even sure if they're getting paid anything. And that's a Battle of the Bands event that's connected to the game. But this is what happens when you're not at the seat at the table and you're not willing to say, this is not working. We're not going to do it if it stays this way. This needs to change.
This is my goal. I'm gonna go back to this point and I'm gonna keep beating this horse. Let me see. Trey says you don't know what you don't know. You listen, bro. Let me say this. If you keep buying tires from Firestone, the same tires, and they keep going flat on you every year, so every year you got to figure out a way to get more of the same tires, wouldn't you buy something else? If the model that you're doing has continually put you behind the 8 ball, wouldn't you say, you know what? Let's try something different. Not even try something different. let's just change it up, spice it up. You know what I'm saying? And then what really kills me is I've said this so much on my channel. You complain about spending money, and then you never use the free equity on your campus. It doesn't make any sense. And then on top of all that, you keep hiring people that have no reason to be an AD or a SID or any ID connected to it, or I don't care what letter. Put a letter on it. They shouldn't be it. But you keep hiring people in this position and push you behind the 8 ball. And then you expect Coach Prime to come in and make everything roses when everything been looking like cow manure. It's crazy. Like, you really expect this man to grow flowers, you know what I'm saying, around like horse manure, cow manure, just manure everywhere. And you like, hey, coach, hey, make me a $100 million garden. You like, in this crap? With this? Let me start somewhere small and work my way. But I have to give Coach Promise credit, because through all the manure, he still finds a way to make it look pretty. I don't get it, man. I don't get it. It really sets me off, because all I hear is bragging about this, bragging about who. Okay,
Hey, woosah. Yes. All right. But seriously, where I would correct Coach Prime is stop blaming the promoters. Just stop it. It's not the promoters' fault. The people that signed their contract, it's their fault. Okay? And it's not practices. We're sitting on gold mines, and there's all kinds of resources. Now, this is just one thing that I try to live my life by, and it comes from Mike Murdoch, who's been a mentor of mine. But one of the things that he said was, everything you need, this is the law of recognition, everything you need is already in your midst, awaiting your recognition of it. It's all about your perspective and how you see it. If you don't see the opportunity in even the smaller schools or the bigger schools you play, if you can't see behind what you see physically, you're going to miss it. You're going to miss a lot of opportunities. People walk by millionaires every day and don't take advantage of it because they don't see them. They don't recognize the opportunity to engage in healthy conversation that could literally shift their lives. And too many of us, I want to say, are gripped by pride and are more, more engaged in having a title than being informed. And it's more important to be informed, because knowledge is power.
That's fair. And I like what Renee said. It's too many times people talk about, this is the way we've done it in tradition. All right. Too many times. Next topic. And I love this, man. I literally love this. FAMU deal with a media company. FAMU's new deal. And listen, this is why I love this so much. Let me bring up the graphic, right? This is why I love this thing so much, because I was literally just yelling from the rooftops. If you don't like something, if you want to, because the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, if you don't want to be part of the white man and want to be part of the white coalition, do your own stuff. And this is how you get it done. You go, if you have a problem with the white man and ESPN covering your games and you not getting what you think you deserve, go do your own stuff. And that's what this is. Florida FAMU and Rally Sports Properties, Inc., a multi-year partnership with Urban Edge Networks to broadcast its sports and other content on the League Pass Plus. It says the network will broadcast all available sports, the Marching 100, the university-related content, and with a dedicated channel to FAMU athletics on the HBCU League Pass. This allows FAMU to join Urban Edge in the latest Black own media initiative. Let me say that again. Instead of all you Bamas out there crying about what ESPN flagship you're not on, you go get your butt a Black-owned media institution and change the narrative, okay? Stop crying, all right? Hashtag FAMU brags different, okay? The live streaming network is primed to create new revenue streams and ensure fans, students, and alumni can watch their teams play anywhere there is an internet connection and on-demand 24/7. Urban Edge Network was created to transform the landscape in advertising monetization for HBCUs. It is our goal to bring advertising dollars, NIL, and streaming video enabled by ad tech to 101 historically Black colleges and university community students, alumni, said Tanya Brown, CEO of Urban Edge Network. That's how you freaking change the game. Now, I also got to hold the people responsible. Go get it. Go get it. All right? Go get it. It's on you, Kofi.
Right, man. This is huge. Rattler Nation is cheesing from ear to ear. And Courtney and them have been aggressive. They've had their hits. They've had their knocks. But the one thing that I can honestly say about Courtney Gautier and his staff is that they will connect and find a way to do innovative things that may be out of the box or not the norm to what we're used to, and they'll get it done. They'll be in stealth for months, and then all of a sudden you look up and then bam, here comes LeBron and Nike. Bam, here comes a $10 million stadium deal. Bam, here comes the deal with Urban Edge Networks. Bam, here comes all kinds of different things that are, I want to say, increasing the value of the FAMU brand. And so I'm grateful for Courtney Gautier and his vision and where he is taking us. And it's on our president now to make sure that this man is extended. The end.
Listen, I can't say this enough because I can't keep ranting and raving on here about how I'm so sick and tired of people saying, oh, why do we need to go play PWIs? They do nothing for us. Why do we need to go play the white schools? We do nothing for us. But then you'll cry and complain on the same channel talking about, Scotty, we should be ranked. Why don't they have us ranked in the top 25? Why are we not in the coaches poll? Why are we not in the FCS poll where there's white people voting for that? Then you want to complain about what ESPN don't put you on or how they don't play the halftime show like you like to. Then you complain about that. But then you'll tell me I got Stockholm syndrome because the white man's ice is right. You know what I'm saying? Because I got Stockholm syndrome. That's what happens when you got Stockholm syndrome. You twitch. The white man does everything better. But the same white man that you have a problem with playing schools, the same white man that you complain about ESPN, you won't go do your own stuff. But you want to isolate though. All right, what that sound like? What that sound like, man?
Insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. Okay. And we have to understand that you cannot defend what's not working. Don't defend what's not working. Look at the fact that it's not working and make the necessary changes so you can make the shift to be better.
Too easy. Absolutely. That's gonna be a huge mess. All right, let's get into the next one. Topic of the day. NCAT heads to the CAA. What are your me personally? Let me go first because I know you got a lot to that because y'all like former MEAC brothers, so I know you got a lot to that. This is my thing, right? My thing is this: is that I don't have a problem with them moving to the CAA, but for all and this is what Smash said. I think Smash said this, or somebody. I think JB said it. Somebody said this earlier on my channel. I apologize for the person who did say this, and I'm not giving them the credit for it. They said that it's real funny the reason you moved out the MEAC because you didn't want to travel. You said you wanted to save money by traveling. Well, gosh darn, like you about to go up and down the East Coast in the CAA. What we talking about? You about to be in New England area codes. You know what I'm saying? So make that make sense to me if that was the case, if you was trying to save money and then you were dominating in the MEAC, still beating out of conference opponents, I don't see why you felt you had to leave. And now, and once again, I'm glad you're going to go get the competition. Really am. I love it. But are you ever going to be a top 3 program in the CAA? Who knows? Who knows? Behooves you. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? So I think there's a lot of question marks in this move. But if the main reason for you leaving the MEAC was maybe you saw the dysfunction coming and you also didn't like to travel up and down the East Coast, it looked like the CAA is going to be in the same boat. They're just not going to go anywhere. But congratulations to you.
Oh, here's the thing. All right. I love progression, and you have to look at the big picture. You're in athletics to make money. Okay. Championships are oftentimes a result of your ability to generate revenue. If you can generate revenue that can fund your programs, pay for more stuff, and then guess what? You're in the money and you're making stuff. You're getting sponsorships. It's turning over. It's making it happen. Your fan base, A&T's fan base, they were, I want to say, when we were in the MEAC, at first I want to say that they were more a basketball school than they were football back in the 80s. That shifted when Hayes got there, and they became more of a football institution. Then they went on a big losing streak, and they got Broadway, and things began to shift and change. Okay, they got a new AD, and they got everything aligned. Their administration's behind their athletic program. So you're seeing the fruits of all of that in the track and field and the other sports that they play. I don't think that this was a good decision. Now, the other thing is this. I don't necessarily think that the MEAC is as stable as it needs to be either. And I know the MEAC made an offer, but you know, right now it's as shaky can possibly be, because at any time, Norfolk State, North Carolina Central, and South Carolina State could make moves to other conferences, and Howard. Okay, so if any one of those 4 teams leaves, it's going to be it's a wrap. And so I can kind of like see that A&T would have solidified it tremendously, but I don't see the progression and the vision. Okay. I was trying to read what my boy said, Maurice Leary. I like you to share what athletic programs profitable outside of P5. Most athletic programs cost and don't turn profits. We're institutions of higher learning. That's fine. You're in athletics to make money. I know that to be a fact. Now, it's not like A&T averages 30,000 people a home game. So, of course, you're an institution of higher learning. Okay. So I get that. And I think that that's commendable. They're the number one, I want to say, HBCU when it comes to population. That being said, there's room for growth. Why would you be in athletics if you're not in it to make money? You're going to lose money going up and down the East Coast with fan bases that your fan base is not engaged with or cares about. There's not one good marching band for the blue and gold marching machine to even battle against outside of Hampton, and nobody cares about Hampton's marching band. So at the end of the day, the greatest homecoming on earth is going to be probably be an afterthought in a few years, because nobody's going to want to come to see you play whoever's in the darn CAA or whatever that is, or to watch y'all get mollywopped by whoever. You know, the MEAC would have been able to kill 2 birds with 1 stone, and they would have still been relevant and probably more relevant. What happens when you join these conferences? When you don't win championships, you end up on the back burner and nobody knows who you are. Ask Tennessee State. Their brand is not being maximized in the OVC. I don't care what they say. Mm-hmm. Nobody cares, and they're in a major television market. Greensboro is not a major television market. You know, so again, you're in athletics to make money. Who wants to be an athlete to go and play in a stadium that seats 30,000 people and 5,000 people in there every week? Why? The CAA is not going to make the Aggies any more money. And
it'll probably not be competitive. Go ahead.
And watch this. They still got to freaking pay the Big South to leave.
Whoa.
You got to pay the Big South to leave. You got to pay this conference to join. I'm like, come on, people. Come on, A&T. You know, don't run away from basically your history. Now, if you're saying you want to compete in the NCAA playoffs, then make that known. You don't want to play in the Celebration Bowl again, make that known. You know, but ain't no revenue sharing in the. I'll be curious. Let me say this: what is the revenue sharing like in the CAA? And I would have to do my research on that. You know, now the good thing about the SWAC is the SWAC Commissioner McClellan does have a plan for the SWAC to eventually make the shift to FBS. And we can see those things beginning to come into fruition. The conference is on the move, and it's been around for a long time. And they're looking to find ways to generate revenue for our fellow HBCUs. You know, I don't know if the A&T administration just felt comfortable or uncomfortable with the leadership in the MEAC right now, but they couldn't have felt that secure for them to make that move to go to the Raggedy CAA. Sorry.
So Blue says, but let's remember what A&T's goal is. They don't want the Celebration Bowl. Playoffs and jump to the FBS are the real goal, and MEAC offers no benefit.
They're not going to make the playoffs anytime soon. It's going to be at least 3 to 5 years before they make the playoffs in that darn conference.
But you're missing Blue's point. Like, if we stay in the MEAC, that never comes to fruition. It probably never comes to fruition.
If they want to, because they A&T, you're like, look, y'all gonna have us back. We don't want to do darn Celebration Bowl. We've shown that South Carolina State can win it or whatever, or one of our second or third place teams.
But that's not how the contract's set up. The contract is set up through ESPN that says you take the MEAC winner and you take the SWAC winner of the conferences and you move that, and that's what the contract says. So like I said, you can't outmaneuver the contract. You know what I'm saying? You can't be like, yeah, we won the conference, but we declined.
I'm just saying, if they were to negotiate, it's worth the conversation. That would be my deal, or whatever. Or they could finish second and then try to go to the playoffs at large. But and this is again where HBCUs need to have that conversation with the NCAA to make the playoffs more profitable and to see what can be done to include more quote unquote HBCU teams, regardless of Grambling and Southern playing on that particular weekend and day or whatever.
Let me ask you this: if they become a playoff contention team in the CAA, will they not be considered probably one of the best HBCU teams in?
They would have to be. They would have to be straight up, because that conference is legit, and they put people on the national stage every year. Their top three. That's going to be a tough argument. Now, again, where did they finish in the Big South this year?
I think it was like 5th or 6th. I'm not saying that, next year they become, top 3 or whatever, but your heavy hitter is leaving. Madison's leaving. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at it right now. You have, let me see. James Madison's leaving. You still got, I think, Villanova State. You got Elon, Rhode Island, Maine, Richmond, William and Mary, Stony Brook, Delaware, Towson. Hey, that's an easy dub. New Hampshire, University of Albany, Delaware.
University of Albany. Listen to those freaking teams.
Maine, but I mean, these teams are like 6-5, 7-4, 6-5, 6-5, 5-6, 5-6, 4-7, 3-8, 2-9. You know what I'm saying? James Madison went 12-2. Villanova went 10-3. So if you get in here and you go 7-4, 8-3, you're competitive. You're competitive,
I agree.
Especially with James Madison leaving. You know what I'm saying? It definitely opens up. They said they finished 3rd in the Big South. All right. So, you know what I'm saying? So they could definitely, you walk in. Listen, I love that they're challenging themselves. I get all the HBCU pundits in the background saying, Scotty, it ain't going to make them no money. I'm always going to be a believer in winning. Winning brings in dollars. I don't know if black people don't care about winning or they only care about winning against black people.
Push pause. All right. Because FAMU is not afraid of competition. In fact, we tried to schedule A&T, and A&T got scared and backed out. So let's let the record show. FAMU has also won the last 2 against North Carolina A&T. A and trash. So let's be clear. FAMU's not afraid of competition. Now, FAMU did what was in its best interest when it came to travel time and generating revenue, which was join the SWAC.
Once again, like I said, I guess other SWAC schools only care about winning against black people. Cool, whatever meets your fancy. I believe in competition. I love that they're challenging themselves. And if that's their goal to go FB, I'm telling you this. I'm going to tell you this, and I'm saying it right now. If North Carolina A&T becomes a playoff team in CAA, makes the run to the FBS, everybody that said it was the dumbest move, you're going to be looking stupid. I don't care what nobody says, because they're going to leave all y'all Bamas behind. They're going to be the only HBCU in FBS history. Next, no. FAMU did that. FAMU made the move to FBS, or just y'all did the move to FBS 1 year, right?
It was transition. No, yeah. Now let's be clear. Tennessee State was in FBS.
Okay.
So they're the first. So
like I said, I would love to see it happen. I don't ever believe the SWAC will ever make the jump to FBS. I don't see it. If I'm being honest, there's no way you can convince me that you take UAPB Valley, you know what I'm saying, to an FBS level. It's no way possible. So you're either going to take your big 4 and move them up, your big 4, your big 5 and move them up, or you're going to keep everybody, in a lower level. It just doesn't make sense to me. So I don't care what they feeding you. Make it make sense to me. Show me how that's going to work, because we all know if anybody has the most resistance to moving up and playing anybody white is the SWAC. Okay. So if they not playing all black conferences and all black schedules, they ain't moving nowhere. Okay. So miss me with that. That's my little 2 cents.
2 cents. Go ahead. 2 cents.
All right. So next up, and I really like this question, Kofi, that you brought to me. HBCU Super Conference. Could it work, and who do you add? And I want to let you run with this one because I really like that you brought it up.
Well, I mean, right now, I think that the SWAC is pretty much an HBCU Super Conference. Most of the Blue Bloods are already in the Blue Bloods, and HBCU football are already in the SWAC. Who I would add would be Tennessee State and South Carolina State. Tennessee State, South Carolina State, FAMU, Bethune-Cookman, the Alabama schools in the East. Jackson State goes to the West, and you have basically the original SWAC versus the new SWAC and a SWAC championship game. It's going to be huge. Imagine a SWAC championship game, Jackson State, Tennessee State in Nashville, or Jackson State, Tennessee State in Jackson, or FAMU versus Grambling, and that can happen this year. But my point is, you would have that, and you're going to bring more eyes. Can you be a super conference if you can't win out of conference games? Well, the point, hey, here's the real deal. There's no running away from that. You have to win out of conference games if you're going to be a true super super conference. But to also be a super conference, people have to also care about you and watch you. And people do watch what happens in the SWAC, win, lose, or draw. And most of your African Americans are going to, you'll be able to corner the TV market. There'll be more eyes. It'll be a big deal and an opportunity to make a ton of money.
Cover the TV market how? Who like you know what I'm saying? Like,
all right. So Nashville is a multimedia, is a big TV market.
Okay.
So what would need to happen is you play a game in Atlanta. That is a huge media market with a ton of black people. So you have that. Plus, I want to say the number of eyes that will be on there. And if Tuskegee is willing to make that jump, you know, I would more or less love to include them as well because they have the fan base. Now I would say no to Miles because Miles does not have the infrastructure to move anywhere to Division I at this time, nor do they have the fan base to do it. But Tuskegee does.
This is my thing, why I don't like a super conference. And it's something that Blue has said to me. Oh, my bad. It's something that Blue has said numerous of times. And please don't and if you disagree, please don't crucify my man. You can say, I'm taking it. I'm taking it from him and I'm using it as my own. All right. Why are you bringing in more teams that don't raise the value of your conference? They don't raise the value. South Carolina State doesn't raise the values. Tennessee State doesn't raise the value of your conference. Your conference is already looked at as one of the worst conferences in the FCS. You bringing in 2 more teams does not raise the value of your conference. To me, this is why my point is, listen, if you want to isolate, break away from the NCAA, just do your own stuff. So it won't even be a question of what you're trying to do. That's my issue with it, because you bring in you make a super conference to do what? To still get beat by out of conference teams? Is the Celebration Bowl only within the conference now because you done took teams from the MEAC? So are you doing a Celebration Bowl, a SWAC Celebration Bowl, a super conference celebration? Like, what are we doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's my
I think that's something that does need to be clarified, because for me, you know, I'm a fan of the playoffs and playing against everybody and beating everybody. And again, the whole goal with you being in a conference like this is to, you know, with your out of conference schedule, to schedule your Troys, to schedule your FIUs, to schedule your Georgia Southerns, to schedule your Old Dominions, to schedule whatever PWIs we can, and to beat them. You know, you're only going to increase your relevance when you actually beat these schools. And that's just the bottom line.
Listen, bro, I don't care what nobody says, bro. Attendance does not make you popular. Just because people attend your games does not make your football good. Okay, that's one. And 2, does not make you popular. Just because you have it's like me having a 10 seat arena, and then I know 10 people that know me, so 10 people come, doesn't make me popular. Even if it's 30,000 people, if I've had a school established since 18 whatever, I've graduated over 30,000 people, and of those graduates, they know people that know people that know people. That does not make you popular,
right?
Come on, man. Like, stop the bull crap out here, bro. Y'all be killing me with this stuff, man. It don't make you popular, nor does it make you good, nor does it make your football good. It doesn't. So
no, I mean, you can look at the University of Texas, who has 100,000 people a game, and they have not won a national championship since Vince.
Come on,
all right. And they've got the most money. They've got the largest endowment, I'm sure, of any institution. So, you know, again, beyond popularity, this is about, ultimately, for me, it's about winning championships and being effective. And I want to see us being able to compete at the very highest level. The reason why I would want Tennessee State is because I know that it's going to, A, help their brand. I think it's worth it. But then B, it's going to be better revenue for all parties connected. And I think that's what I'm looking at.
It's going to be more attendance. That's what's going to happen. It's going to be, everybody's going to want to attend the games now because we're playing black schools. Yay. Oh my God, band time. Ooh, bring out the bands. Ooh, bands and dancers. Come in. Show us how important you are to the game. Ooh, yay. Whatever. Anyway, hey, last question. Call lines open 516-259-9041. 516-259-9041. Call lines.
There is one other participant in the conference.
Tennessee State looking for a conference. Where do you think? I mean, we already know where you think they should go. They should come to the SWAC. So
the end. You know, it's either there or the Atlantic Sun. The Big South is not stable. Now, you know, George said this out of his own mouth. He's talking about they're looking for stability on some level. And no other conference really shows that level of stability like the SWAC.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. and they have an opportunity to increase their brand, which again, you're in athletics to make money. You want to make money at some point and to win championships, and all that's possible in the SWAC.
Listen, I don't care what Tennessee State goes. I really don't care. Just do what's best for you, Tennessee State. I'm gonna just treat you like a homeboy. Listen, man, whatever you decide to do, man, I'm behind you. You want to come into the SWAC? I'm rocking with you. You want to go to the MEAC? I'm rocking with you. You want to go to the Sun, the A Sun? I'm rocking with you. All right. So, hey, man, you just do what's best for you, bro. Just do what's best for you. Hey, let me take a caller real quick. Hey, Roy, what's up? Talk to me. Roy.
Scotty.
Yeah, you live. Talk to me.
It's your boy A&T Roy.
We know.
All right.
I got you.
Yeah, let me try to straighten some stuff out because it seems like the story is not getting out. Hang on a second. My computer is on. Hang on a second.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So let me start from the beginning. 2015, North Carolina A&T athletic director and administration started showing our Aggie Athletic Foundation. Well, they were showing them before, but we started talking about the fact that we were bleeding money on travel related to what we were doing in MEAC between going to Florida and going all the way to DC and Delaware. So from 2015 all the way up until we decided we needed to do something, we knew those numbers were happening. And so we needed to do something. We found out that, well, the first thing was we really wanted to go to the CAA in the very beginning. The problem with the CAA is that it stretched from South Carolina to Maine. And so it didn't fit what we wanted to do in terms of trying to save money.
Whoa. Hold on, Roy. That's not what you said earlier today. You said they didn't offer you.
I'm not saying, huh?
You said they didn't. You said they didn't offer you when you wanted to go.
Hang on a second.
Okay.
No. Hang on a second.
Okay.
Hang on. They didn't offer. They were not offering, but they didn't fit. That's what we wanted to do. Yeah. I agree with that. They didn't offer at the time because they were not open. But that's where we really wanted to go in the beginning. But because of their footprint being so bad, we weren't going to be accepting them. The Big South on the other side had a North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia footprint that would allow us to save money on travel in lieu of our first choice if they were going to break up into divisions. Now, fast forward 2 years after we make our announcement, or a year or so, JMU leaves the CAA. Nobody really knew they were going to do that. Nobody really knew that the CAA was going to open up their membership. But then they did when JMU left. Hampton been wanting to go there for 40 years, right? So now, the CAA recognizes that even their current schools are arguing and not happy with the travel costs that they have. So they decide, you know what? We're going to split up into divisions. Once they told us they were going to do that, then we said we will do it. So we are not going to be going all up and down the East Coast. We'll be going from, in football, North Carolina to Maryland. We will do one game in the New York, Boston, Philadelphia, or whatever area. Mm-hmm. But the rest of our games will be in that footprint. And it looks like we're going to save about the same kind of money as what we did in the Big South. So please don't say anymore that we're going to be going all up and down the East Coast. That's not the case. We got a South division that we're going to be doing it in.
Okay.
So yeah, that's the important point here is we didn't leave just to, and going to be incurring all those costs that we said we were saving before. We're still going to be saving. Let me also say this. I heard Kofi say that Tennessee State was FBS before. Is that right?
That is correct.
When?
This was in the 70s.
I thought you all were going to be the first one when you tried.
No, we're not. They got it wrong. They got it wrong. Tennessee State's already been at FBS.
Okay. All right. So I just wanted to call in and straighten out the fact that, no, we're not going to be traveling all up and down the East Coast. We got a Southern Division, a North Division. our savings are going to be about the same. Matter of fact, they say even better than the Big South, but our savings are going to be better. But here's another important thing I want to make a point about. Now we're going to be in several more large TV markets. New York, Boston, Philadelphia, back in the DMV in New Jersey, Richmond, the Tidewater area. So what is reported is that in the Big South, we had about a 500,000 household footprint. It's going to 2.5 million with these new markets. Now, granted, we won't travel there a lot, but guess what? Commercials about the conference will be on in those states and in those areas. Okay. So what we're going to pick up is a whole lot more people are going to gain more firsthand knowledge of us on a more consistent basis. And so we expect that's going to increase. Matter of fact, Elon, right down the street from us, many of their recruits come from the Northeast. Who knows about Elon, a small school in a little town that's named for the school that's probably not more than 5,000 people. So it's a big deal for us, and it's going to be a good deal. Now, it might take us a while to get on board and be able to compete at the levels where we actually, I'll tell you this now, we want to win. It ain't just to be there, just to save money. We want to go and win national championships. And matter of fact, the big deal is to move to the SBF.
All right. My last question before I let you go. Somebody asks, how will you get your fan base engaged with you playing white schools?
Oh, yeah. You know, it takes a little bit of a hit. But Aggies love Aggies. Oh, let me also say this. We're not Tennessee State. Matter of fact, when Tennessee State moved to the OVC, you didn't have social media. You didn't have ESPN Plus. You didn't have Flow Sports. You didn't have all that stuff. Matter of fact, Tennessee State made a mistake. Instead of playing in their own campus stadium of 10,000 people, I guess they may have been more people than what it could hold, they went to this large stadium where it looks like nobody's there. People don't want to be in that kind of environment. And so I'm going to tell you, North Carolina A&T is not Tennessee State. Okay. It's a whole new day, and it's a whole new way of doing things that we're going to take advantage of.
I'll listen, I'm going to be sitting and watching. Yes,
sir.
Hopefully it all works out for y'all. Appreciate the call, Roy.
All right, man.
All right, man. I love his optimism. Listen, you got to listen. You gotta have faith. That's what they say. Faith without works. I said it again. I said faith without works. It's dead. That's what he said.
Shundo.
Hey, caller, you live. Talk to me.
Hey, what up, Scotty?
What's good?
Jerome from Charlotte, representing Jackson State. I wanted to address. I was hoping that you put me on the call with the previous caller.
Oh, my bad, bro. You should have put it in the chat.
Oh no, it's all good. He mentioned earlier today a big misconception that I wanted to clear up. He stated that now because A&T likes to move the goalposts as to reasons why they are hopping around. He mentioned that they wanted to. It was going to secure their R1 status as a research level 1 institution. To be quite honest, man, that's bullshit. Since 2000, and they're claiming that A&T will be the first HBCU to reach R1 status, which is false. Howard, for the better part of the late 90s, early 2000s, they were R1 status until they had an inept president that came in and they lost their R1 status and were moved down to R2. And of course, at that time, Howard joined A&T, Jackson State, Morehouse as the only HBCUs who were R2. Your conference affiliation has absolutely nothing to do with you being, predicating your research status. So he was claiming that, being in the MEAC held them back from reaching that status. But he didn't tell you that before everybody started jumping ship, Morgan, Howard, Hampton, and A&T had all reached R2 status while in the MEAC. And all of this funding and all of this academic prowess and dexterity that those schools had achieved all came from the MEAC. So your research status has absolutely nothing to do with you going to the CAA. The thing is, A&T could have stayed in the MEAC, been mentored by those R1 institutions here in North Carolina like NC State, and they still could have achieved that status. So just watch the Aggies, watch how they move. They like to move the goalposts and feed you a lot of BS as if we're not intelligent, educated Black people who come from those same type of backgrounds. Just watch how they move.
Hey, he's on the line right now, though. He's on the line right now. So let me just go ahead and add that on.
Go ahead.
Hey, Roy, you live. Listen, okay. No talking over anybody and no name calling. Let's be professionals. And you can go ahead, JB, if you got something to say or a comment, or Roy, if you want to respond.
Go ahead, JB, if you're not finished.
Hey, good afternoon, man. I'm here in Charlotte with you.
Cool.
Baddest man.
Oh, hey, the floor is yours.
Oh, okay, my bad. Okay. So if some reason you all thought I was saying that we were going to be the first, I actually don't know about all that. And
I do.
If you
okay,
I'm just saying that's not what I was trying to say. I'm just saying we're going to R1. Now, the other thing is, I never said, and I will not say that conference affiliation has anything to do with being R1. What I'm saying is those are two things that we are doing, going to FBS and going to R1, not necessarily tied together. Now, what's important about that is this. The CAA, in different from the MEAC and the Big South, has, I think, 5 R1 institutions already.
Compared to the MEAC 4.
Excuse me?
Well, excuse me. Compared to the MEAC 4 R2 institutions.
No. The MEAC has 0 R1 institutions at this point.
No. I'm saying compared to the MEAC's 4 R2 institutions.
I'm not talking about R2. I'm not talking about R2. Listen to what I'm saying.
They could have moved to R1 status.
No. It
ain't to do with. Go ahead.
It ain't easy. I guarantee you that. So what? I'm not talking about R2.
It's a tough process, but what I'm saying is
you talking over me.
Go ahead.
I'm not talking anything about R2. I'm saying R1 is where we're trying to go, and we're also going to FBS. They don't necessarily have anything to do with each other. So don't say that. I didn't say that. I didn't mean that. I wasn't insinuating it. I wasn't trying to trick anybody. All I'm saying is, here's what A&T is doing. Out of our chancellor's mouth, we want to participate at the highest levels of areas of where we compete and where we participate. 2 things exist there that we are not at the highest level. That is research and football. And so we want to go to FBS and we want to go to R1 research intensiveness. So please don't say that I was saying one thing had to do with the other and all that stuff. That's not what I was saying. Right now we are R2, and I was not saying that we're going to be the first. All I'm saying is what A&T is doing at this point. Okay?
Okay.
That's me.
Excuse me?
No, I said okay. That was me. I said okay.
I thought somebody said
okay,
BS. Okay.
Yeah, I just wanted to jump in.
Yeah, go ahead, Jay.
Number one, you definitely insinuated that as well as with the typical diatribe that we're seeing from the Aggies on social media, to allude that this is the primary reason that you guys are heading to the CAA. Now, I'm just telling you, as a fellow R2 institution, much like A&T, Jackson State over the last 25 years, like A&T, has partnered with the likes of Georgia Tech with dual program engineering type of programs, as well as Southern Cal and other R1 institutions. So what I'm telling you is that you guys could have kept that same model of partnering with other R1 institutions, including in the state of North Carolina, and you guys could have totally kept that type of diatribe and bullshit out of y'all's reasoning for going to the CAA. Y'all's entire, in my opinion, the move, I feel like you guys should just come out and say, hey, man, We're following Dr. Harvey. Everything we've been doing, we're in his back pocket. Every move he makes, A&T is making the same move. If you just want to come out and say that when it comes to athletics, as far as pivoting your actual athletic department, just come out and say that you guys really don't have a substantive plan. Because everything that Hampton has been doing, you guys have been following Dr. Harvey every step of the way. It has nothing to do with R1. So just take all of that out of your conversation. Take that out of, your vocabulary. It has nothing to do with that. Because, again, you guys could have kept the same model that you kept in place for the last 25 years by continuing to partner with institutions like Georgia Tech and NC State, et cetera, and been mentored.
Hey, how many times are you going to say the same thing over and over? You already said it, right?
About the same amount of times you're going to continue to try to let us know that you weren't insinuating this. You repeated that about like 5 or 6 times, and we can do a playback. Got it. Back earlier today.
I don't have a problem with you thinking that's the case. What I'm telling you is, even though it might have seemed to be that,
I'm thinking that's what you actually stated earlier.
I know where I'm at. So you might have thought I was insinuating it. That's not what I was doing.
Okay. All right. Thank you guys so much for your interaction.
Hang on a second, Scotty. Hang on. So, I will tell you, we got all kinds of partnerships with other schools here in the state of North Carolina, both R1 and R2. So, yeah, we could do that. So, and let me also say the CAA is also this kind of thing. In terms of endowments, it's a whole lot different than anybody else that we deal with in the MEAC, and I think even in the Big South. I think now we have A&T has the largest public endowment than any.
Okay, so what you're saying is heading into the CAA, A&T already is going to be light years behind when it comes to endowment as well as athletic budgets. So why the hell are y'all even going?
You're the I already took them off. You're the last one. Just make your point, Jay. I'm gonna let you go.
Oh, that's just my point, man. Everything that A&T is saying, man, it appears that A&T is heading down that same street that Tennessee State did. I'm not trying to pull a Mr. Ford, but quick history lesson, man. Back in the 80s, there was no other HBCU fan base. And I love all day. Tennessee State's fan base in the 70s and 80s was smashing everybody's. So for him to say, oh, we're not TSU, you damn right you're not TSU. You can compare the TSU's athletic prowess or history, nor their fan base. So the little tiny fan base that A&T already has that's already depleted from them going to the Big South, man, they're going to have about like 5 people at their game, bro. And I stay right down the street in Charlotte. Nobody goes to their game.
Hey, appreciate
the fact that they're already coming behind. They're coming in on the tail end when it comes to endowment. The endowment doesn't even compare to their member institutions. Their athletic budget doesn't even compare to coaches' salaries. It's ridiculous. And I hate to see the flagship institution, the flagship HBCU of North Carolina, going down this rabbit hole that Tennessee State did. That's all I got, man.
Hey, appreciate it, JB.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so listen. Shout out to JB. Word of the day, diatribe.
Diatribe.
Diet. Let me see how they pronounce it. Let me see. They got the
Diatribe.
Diatribe.
There you go. That's a way to pronounce it. Shout out to you, JB, for the word of the day. Diatribe. He hitting
the word of the day. Diatribe.
Facts. Let me see who on here, JB. Hey, what's up, JB? Talk to me.
Diatribe.
Now, I'm going to follow what I just heard just now. Thank you very much, Scotty, for putting me in this predicament. I have to follow those two individuals. But real talk though, definitely enjoying the show so far. Definitely enjoying what you guys have. I meant to mention this earlier, and this is something that I think you hit on a little bit with the. I actually want to talk about the MEAC and then also some of the Dion stuff, but that's okay. The first thing was everyone talks about A&T's moving to the Big South and the CAA. Folks need to remember something, that 4 schools left: A&T, Hampton, FAMU, Bethune-Cookman. There appears to be a resistance for some reason to actually discuss how messed up MEAC leadership is. Anyone who's been paying attention knows that Dennis Thomas has ran that conference into the ground. And no one wants to acknowledge this whatsoever.
Well, a lot
That's
of people
understanding about all this. So even though that some people may dislike Auntie or Hampton, and I think that people are upset about Auntie's leaving, FAMU was something left also. But there appears to be a little more vitriol, I think, towards some of the schools. And let's be frank about this too. A lot of people aren't mad about them leaving. They're mad that they left to go to a white conference. That's what this is all about as well. But no one wants to talk about that part. No one also wants to talk about the fact that with the whole contract thing, and Scotty, I'm glad you mentioned this earlier about the Southern Heritage Classic. Here's what happened. Like you said earlier, Jackson State, Tennessee State thought they were doing good business. An outsider came in and embarrassed them, said, y'all signed this stupidity. What the heck was wrong with y'all? So feeling embarrassed, they tried to say, you know what? Let's try to back up out of this. But you didn't know that you had 2 years left on that deal.
They knew that. They was just trying to
know their worth. It was about you being publicly called out in your room by a new head coach. And now all of a sudden we want to start, quote unquote, doing business.
Doing business. That's fair, JB. That's fair. You ain't. Hey, listen, you spitting hot fire to me. So, I don't know how about everybody else feel. You spitting hot fire to me. So,
I'm just saying that we need to start asking all the questions. Once again, I think attacking A&T has another that's low-hanging fruit. No one wants to discuss the piss poor job that the Americans done the last couple of years, and then that so-called new commission's statement and whatnot. I'm sorry. But that sounds like a chick who was upset that her husband left before a white woman. That's what she sounded like in the response. And I know that's going to blow the gun a little bit, but let's just say that for what it is. And then about the whole Deontay. Let me get to this part too. Well, let me hit this part as well. And Scott, you never heard me say this before. I agree with every single thing Deion Sanders said this weekend.
Wow.
He's 1,000% correct. But the one part that he was right about the most when he talked about outdated practices. And this goes to the conversation that got had earlier about people saying that, okay, well, because you didn't graduate from a school and whatnot, then you have nothing to say. Maybe that's the reason we're in the position we're in right now, is because you keep bringing people up who only knows what's inside the house. They have no outside experience, none whatsoever. But then you get upset about you getting played. You get upset about no respect, yet you keep bringing the same folks in. And let me tell you something else, too. I think that, I'm sorry, I backtrack. I think people were complaining about, okay, well, no SWAC people are coming in, but they have no reservations about Deion Sanders coming in to coach, no reservation about Hugh Jackson coming in to coach, no reservation about Bo Williams coming in to coach. So you want SWAC alums running your programs, or you don't? Which one is it? Which one is it?
They got to pick and choose.
And if I want to let up with this, I saw my mother about this a few days ago. She's 76 years old, graduated from Philander Smith College, Little Rock, Arkansas, HBCU alum. One of the reasons why I went to one. And the one thing that she said, and it was about the whole isolation thing. I like to live in a bubble sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to this negative. Mom said, and I quote, "We love isolation. We love having our own thing. But when white folks want to isolate us, we're ready to fight." Isolation is good as long as we're isolating ourselves. But as soon as someone else who doesn't look like us is going to do the same thing to us, then we have a problem.
Crickets?
Hey, listen, I'm not touching that one. I made my point. I know. I get. Listen, man. Listen, you ain't saying nothing I haven't said, but just I'm like I said, I ain't touching that one. Not tonight. Listen, I would usually be behind you with the picket fence and we striking, but tonight I'ma just chill and I'ma just chill and let y'all do y'all talking. But hey, JB, man, as always, hey, I appreciate you, bro.
No worries, bro.
All right, man, appreciate it. Kofi, you want to touch that one, or would you usually let that one ride?
I'm gonna let that one ride. That one needs to sit and marinate for a minute.
I'm not gonna. I don't want nobody to get. Yeah, I don't want nobody to. Yeah. Ooh, yeah, that's a tough one. Ooh, yeah, I ain't touching that one. Hey, what's up, Ryan? Talk to me.
Hey, what's going on?
Yeah,
hey, first thing with the dude who just called in, man, about the 3 years with the Southern Heritage Classic. Jackson State still finna pull out though after this year, so they still be leaving 2 years on the table, right?
Ryan, why can't Laxton State fans just say y'all lost, bro? You lost, okay? Because if you were so big, listen, if you were so big and bad, you would be playing in the SWAC Classic in Birmingham. You're not above a contract. Y'all had to take y'all butts back to the table. You had to do it the right way, give a year notice, and then they let you out of it. You lost, bro. It's okay.
Hold on, look. Okay, so listen, real talk. I'm asking a question now because I really don't know. So that's what happened. So the Fred let them out for the last 2 years of the contract.
Of course, if you listen, bro, if Fred wanted you guys to do 3 years, he could make you do 3 years. You signed a contract, bro. I don't think y'all do they not teach y'all contract? Like, did they not teach y'all contracts in Laxton State? Like, make that make sense. Because if you sign a contract, if you don't pay the early clause or the out clause, it's the same thing with A&T at the Big South. They have to pay an out clause because they broke their contract of leaving early. That's what contracts do.
You said in this situation, Fred is letting them out 2 years.
Yes.
He's just letting them out.
Yes, because he was going to sue y'all, and you ain't got that kind of money.
Okay, I didn't know that. I mean, you got that. I didn't know that. So that's cool.
Don't do that. When you don't know, don't be saying stuff and letting people know that you don't know this, you don't know. It's okay.
Okay. But Kofi, on that point though, did you hear Eddie George's comments earlier? He said he did talk to Dion about the move. You know what I'm saying? Did you hear them comments?
About the move to what?
Okay, he talked about moving out of OVC, and he said he talked to Dion about the business arrangement with the Southern Heritage Classic, and he was saying that it might be best that they take a break for this year so they can restructure that deal.
I think all that's great. I didn't hear that conversation. I didn't listen to Eddie George's press conference to hear that, but if he did, I think that's fine.
The press conference interview.
Say what now?
He said it wasn't a press conference; it was an interview.
Either I didn't listen to it. I didn't listen to it.
Okay, but he said he did talk to Dion.
It don't matter. I don't care who he talked to. If you have a contract with the promoter, I don't care if he can talk to Louis Farrakhan, Reverend Jesse Jackson. He can talk to Ricky Smiley for all I care. Both of them can sit down with Pastor T.D. Jakes and talk to him. I don't give a damn. You signed a contract with the promoter. That's who you need to speak about. All right.
And again, this. Can you hear me?
He can hear you.
Yeah, go ahead.
This was Jackson State's fault. This was Tennessee State's fault. They sat up there and signed an agreement that was not in their best interest. It's their fault. They didn't do the research and they still signed. That's not smart.
But I get that. But that's what Dion was saying when he came with his comments. Those days are over with. That's why I appreciated his comments. Like,
that's great.
That's cool. But as a Go ahead, finish. My bad.
Yeah, we can both agree that whoever signed that contract didn't do their service, didn't do Jackson State service, didn't do Tennessee State service. But what Dion's saying is times have changed. Like we done said, today's price is different from yesterday's price. So just like the NFL do all the time, if they sign a contract with a player who ain't producing no more, what they say? Okay, yeah, thank you for your service, but you cut, or fuck the contract. I mean, excuse my language, but forget the contract. So that's pretty much what Jackson State said.
Yeah, because they're the contract issuer. They're you're not understanding how contracts work. They issue the contract, right, to the player, right? So that's why they can cut you. And even in the cause of the contract in the NFL, there's standard agreement saying they don't have to pay you if you get cut. They got to take the dead money hit. That's why the NFL doesn't mind cutting players. In the NBA, it hurts them to cut players because they still guarantee a contract. Those are the differences. You got to understand who's the issuer, and you got to understand the clauses within these contracts.
Okay, I get that. But if Jackson State saying we can make more money somewhere else, it's their right to say screw the contract.
It's not their right, bro. It's
not when you have a signed contract. Not when you have a signed
contract. Sir, stop, sir. What you do is you go back and renegotiate your contract. That's what you do. Or listen, I don't have a problem with Jackson State getting out the contract. That's not my problem. And my only problem is how you went about doing it. It was wrong. You're not that big and bad over a contract. You're not. But you went back, you gave them a year notice, which was respectable, and then you walk away. Okay, cool. Walk away scot-free. That's dope. All right, bet. No, there's nothing wrong with that. But listen, when you get off this phone with me, I just want you to kind of realize in your mind, damn, we lost. That's all you got to say. In that battle, you might have won the war, but you lost the battle, and it's okay. People lose.
And what battle? But what battle is that? What battle did they lose?
You lost the battle of going to the Birmingham SWAC Classic, where you would have got paid more money, and went back to the Tennessee to the Southern Heritage Classic. You lost. Okay.
And
you lost.
Would they play in the 2 years against Southern?
Sir, that's the war. You won the war. Listen to what I'm saying. You lost the battle. You won the war, okay? Because overall, you're making more money in the back end long term. Right now, y'all ass lost, okay? Because you thought you was too big and bad. You lost. Anything else, Ryan?
Well, let me ask you this. So you rather win the war than the battle, though, right?
No shit, Sherlock. I'm not saying you didn't, bro. I've been saying it from Jump Street. I don't have a problem with you guys getting out of it. It was the way you did it. That's it.
But that's what I'm saying. But Eddie George said he talked to Deion.
I don't give a damn who he talked to, Jay. He is not the contract guy. It does not matter. I don't care if he talked to Ian. He could talk to Jesus himself. Jesus did not issue the contract.
All right, thank you.
What are we am I speaking Japanese? Am I speaking Japanese? What are we doing? This is what Jackson State people, bro.
Your voice just went up by 20 octaves, bro. Like,
come on, man.
Your voice went up by 20 octaves.
What are we doing?
Breathe.
What are we doing? Another Jackson State flunky talking like they know, bro. You lost, okay? Your Bama's lost. Take the L. Hey, caller, you live. Talk to me.
Hey, how you doing, man?
What's up? What's your name? Where you calling from?
George. I'm calling from South Carolina State, man, Atlanta, Georgia.
Talk to me.
Yo, man, I hear you back here.
Hey, turn your back right. Yeah, turn your back right now for me. Yeah,
I'm turning it down. Reason I'm saying this, AET had a bad. They lost 3 years without winning the games. To me, they kicked them out. I played football. To me, they were the bottom of the FCS. They didn't win games for 3 years. How dare you? The MEAC didn't say anything to you. You lost to Winston-Salem State. You lost to John C. Smith. Then you come and now you're getting big bad ass and won 4 or 5 years. And then you're going to leave the MEAC. The MEAC is a business, a black-owned business. So how would you leave? If you big on black business, excuse my voice, I just came from sickness. But if you just left the MEAC, it's a business. How you going to say you big on supporting black businesses and then you're going to leave the MEAC and leave us hanging? That's bad. And then you're spending over $1 million, $1.5 million to leave the Big South, join the Big South, then join the CAA. That's terrible. That is not being a loyal HBCU. You understand what I'm saying?
So you're saying North Carolina AT should have been loyal to the MEAC. Why?
Yes, because they went through 3 years. You could have kicked them out the MEAC. You said, hey man, y'all terrible. Y'all lost to Winston-Salem State. You're losing over here. You went like 30 and 0 and 30. They didn't win a game. And then when basically they're losing money right now, because I got friends from A&T. We very close. South Carolina State people and A&T are very close-knit people. And they were so happy to be around South Carolina State when they played. They won, they took the quarterback out, they won regardless. But still, they were happy because they didn't see a good network all year. They were like, man, we missed the DX. I live in Atlanta, but there was a Celebration Bowl. A&T was just as many as they had a whole crowd at Celebration Bowl. They was with the South Carolina State people. They were happy. But it was like, man, we missed the DX. This is your fan base. This is your fan base. Why would you try to run over the CAA? And the funny thing about that, the CAA is if they're going to lose James Madison, Richmond, and they're going to leave William and Mary, they're all going to move to FBS, and they're going to be in the same predicament as there was the Big South. Same predicament. They don't want to play with you. And they show you that last week when Howard played Presbyterian in the Big South. Oh, you should have seen it. They were saying all kind of N-words. Start running, chasing people like a child.
Well, you know,
this terrible. It's embarrassing.
Hold on, go ahead, Kofi. Go ahead.
All right, so you know, I like A&T's athletic director. He is progressive, and he's brought, I want to say, a different way of thinking, but he is also white. So
he don't know the culture. I understand what he's trying to do, but he doesn't know the culture. I got friends.
I think he knows the culture. I think he's just trying to.
A&T 3 or 4 decades. We got network. We worked. This is a network with the Greeks, everything. We all know each other. We all comfortable with each other. The fraternities and sororities from William and Mary Presbyterian, they're not going to combine with you. They're going home. They're not going to have a barbecue. They're not going to sit with you. They're not going to laugh and play and say, hey, man, you beat out behind. Yeah, you got to do time. They go home. They don't want to, basically talk to you about anything.
All right, go ahead. Hold on. Go ahead, Kofi.
The one thing that I was curious, I thought was interesting was, everybody was talking about endowments, like, they've got, like large endowments and blah, blah, blah. So are they sharing their endowment with you?
No, I mean, you saying A&T or
yeah, I'm like, is Maine sharing is Villanova sharing their endowment with A&T?
No, they're not.
Is Maine sharing their endowment with A&T?
They worth billions of dollars.
So if they're not sharing their endowment, like,
and you you're going to lose money because they're not sharing their money. You basically pay.
Sir, relax, bro. Relax, my guy. Jeez, listen. It goes back and forth, okay? Relax. Sir, relax.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah, relax. You gonna get your point out, bro. You gonna get your point out, okay? Go ahead, Kofi. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, I'm with the shrimp and grits on this. So I'm with that low country boil. So
oh yeah, I've got the grits here.
Yeah. So it's all good.
Oh, I'm sorry, man.
All right. I agree with you. I do think that, A&T, they're not going to maximize their brand in the CAA. They're just not. And that's just the way I'm looking at it from that perspective. And like my brother said, A&T is on the come up, but they lost momentum with their fan base by moving to the Big South and moving to the CAA. And they're going to continue to lose it, because they don't have the interest or the heartbeat of the current student population or the historic population with A&T. And I think that is a mistake. Thank you.
I hear you in the background. I got you, man. Thank you, man. I was getting that point out because it actually makes me sick to my stomach to see him doing stuff like this.
Thank you so much. Appreciate the call.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let me take it. Hey, caller, you live. Talk to me.
Doing stuff like this. Thank you so much. Appreciate the call.
Hey, caller, you live. 5914, you live. Caller 5914.
It's a couple things.
What's your name?
First and foremost,
what's your name?
Goler Collins the fourth.
Okay, go ahead. The fourth? Okay.
I'm from Columbia, South Carolina.
Okay.
My family's South Carolina State people.
Okay.
I went to North Carolina A&T. A couple things. Our attendance to me wasn't amazing. Our attendance was amazing, probably 3 games. FAMU, South Carolina State, and maybe Howard if they came. No one was coming to watch us play Delaware State. No one was coming to watch us play Morgan. No one was really coming to Winston, of course, when they were in the conference for a year and a half. That's number one.
Mm-hmm.
Number two, speaking to the Jackson State gentlemen, y'all haven't had no one drafted since 2008. Stay out of winners' business. That's number one. We were at one point the only FCS team to have 3 people drafted in 3 years in a row. Our track team is winning national championships.
Hey, hold on. Who's in the background saying period? Shout out to her. I hear in the back she said period. Shout out to her. But go ahead, keep going.
We have to stop acting like the SWAC has this so wide fan support. Only 3 SWAC schools have more attendance than we did this year, and our school actually involved COVID restrictions. That was Southern, FAMU, Jackson State. Everybody else was behind us on the FCS attendance list, so we throw that out the window. Our endowment's fine. We're going to be an R1 institution. We're going to be okay. And if we be honest, if we look at we finished in the Big South where we were supposed to. They said we finished 3rd. We were in all those games. We lost to Hampton. We can't defend that. That was some bull.
Yeah, y'all got beat.
Take down
y'all got beat bad. Yeah, go ahead.
Kansas State, we got beat by 14. There was 5 turnovers in that game. Mom out. Hey, G-Ho, hey. Is what it is. Can't defend that. We can't hardly defend that one either. We will be okay. Earl Hilton and Chancellor Martin brought us back from the dead, and we'll be fine.
Hey man, I appreciate.
Everybody else needs to worry about being South Carolina State because one team can do that. We did. So.
Hey, bro, you good with me, bro? Anytime you want to call in, bro, you good with me. That was funny. He said, "Stay out of winner business." I like that one. I'm gonna have to steal that one from you. That was funny.
And fans don't win games. That's the last thing I got to say.
All right,
y'all
man.
Have a good evening.
I appreciate it. That was funny. Yo, he came in with the smoke heavy. He said, nobody stay out of winner business. I like that. That was pretty good. Hey, caller, you live. Talk to me.
What up, Scotty? This Armand calling.
What's up, Armand?
This I'm from A&T. I think people think got like one thing confused. Like, y'all do understand when we suck, because I played during those years when we suck, complete garbage. Our our athletic director was out of compliance most of those years. Our football team is complete and utter garbage. Track team, garbage. Football team, baseball, basketball, whatever team, because we was out of compliance. We dang near was on the death penalty. Woo. Earl literally pulled us out. Earl Hilton said, "You know what, bump it. I know the first thing I got to get straight, football." I was there when Broadway came in, and he told us we are the laughing stock of college football. Not black college football, because we suck so bad. At that point, our position started to change. So the thing that I hate when I hear people say, "Oh, like, why y'all do us dirty? Why y'all leave us this and then the third?" You weren't there when we was in the struggle. You weren't there when we was sitting there and nobody showed up.
We was there.
It was just a football team on the team.
We was there.
After we started to get some wins under our belt, after we started to make some moves, guess what started happening? The media, hey, we're gonna give y'all a little money here and there. We're gonna get, but guess who was really stealing from the program? Howard, FAMU. Y'all over here getting NCAA violations. Sorry, Kofi. It is what it is. But we supposed to sit there and wait and be patient. We supposed to sit there and go, you know what? Y'all gonna get it straight. Y'all gonna make sure we good. We out here doing good work. We out here showing y'all we can make money for y'all. We gonna make sure y'all all right. Nah, bump that. Because at some point you gotta sit there and look the man in the mirror and say, "Hey, they gonna keep doing us dirty. All right, holla at you. We out of here." I think that's the problem when you hear people say, "Oh, we need to stay loyal." Loyal to who? When they ain't been loyal to us.
Oh, why you acting weird to me? Come on,
man. Stop shooting that darn gun.
I don't get it. I like it. I like it when people like, yes, the CAA was a difficult move. Big South was a difficult move, but let's not get it twisted. For the last for the last 10 years, we've been running the show. So y'all can calm down. Y'all can say, oh, man, y'all just don't. We still running the show. We still whooping y'all tail. The SWAC, calm down. Y'all gonna be all right. Let's worry about each other's own, for real, and keep moving forward. Because that's all A&T is trying to do. We just trying to keep moving forward. We're trying to keep making sure we put money in our pocket. Because that's why we the largest public institution. Like, that's all we trying to do.
Just go ahead and drop that on them real light.
Keep working. You know what I'm saying? Like, we just gonna keep working. We're gonna keep doing what we're doing, and that's it. But let's not forget why we left. Bad business is bad business. You can't keep sitting there like, oh yeah, they're gonna treat us a little bit better. No. Why the otherwise? Bad business is bad business.
Facts.
That's it.
Hey, Kofi got to respond to you. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm not mad. I think I really have a strong admiration for A&T's leadership, which is why they've been able to do the things that they've been able to do. So they definitely have my respect. My problem is they left the MEAC to go to another dysfunctional conference. The conference still shut down. So how smart was that? Then after that, they're going to another conference.
Hold on. No, wait, Armand. No. You was riling up, boy. You was on that jig for like 10 minutes. Let my man Kofi roll.
Yeah, I let you roll. So again, you went to another dysfunctional conference and couldn't see the writing on the wall. Those teams still left y'all hot and dry. Then you have to pay another penalty fee to leave the Big South, and then pay another fee to join another conference with a group of people who, at the end of the day, could care less than a rat's ass about you. So, every team and every school and every place you go, no matter where you go, is going to have its good, it's going to have its bad, and it's going to have its ugly. I'm pro HBCU, so just for me, in my opinion, I just feel I feel some kind of way about it. I would like to see A&T, but I know A&T is going to be all right eventually. But I still think that they would have been. But I can't say that because the MEAC's leadership right now is just so shaky and iffy right now, and I'm not. The vision hasn't been clarified to me. So I applaud A&T at the end of the day for doing what they feel is in the best interest of their school and their institution. I just don't think the CAA was the best move for them, and I'm going to leave it at that.
I mean, so I don't disagree with you in this statement either. But at some point, you got to sit there and be like, all right, bet. Where do we go from here? The MEAC is on shaky ground, right? So we looking at the MEAC, we like, nah, that ain't gonna cut it.
Now again, if A&T,
let them finish, Kofi. Go ahead.
We thought that the Big South, we had some time in the Big South because Hampton had time in the Big South. So all we was gonna do is let it rock, let it shake. We did. Bad move. It is what it is. But I think the thing that pisses me off is the fact that people are crucifying, like literally saying, y'all. And it's like, bruh, most of y'all, some of y'all is still in the hole. Some of y'all barely got teams that don't even make rank. Like, we're talking just on the athletic side. Some of y'all are complete and utter garbage. And y'all sitting there mad at us because we're trying to make decent moves for the betterment of us. That's it. That's all we trying to do. And the fact that y'all look at us like, nigga, fuck y'all, like a bougie, y'all look at us like we the bougie bitch in the club that's trying to dang on fuck around and say, you know what? All I want is a drink at the bar. That's it. That is literally it. And that is literally how we get treated every fucking time. And that's at this point, I'm like, bro, it ain't even that deep. It ain't that serious.
Nah, you need to calm all that down because y'all know
That was dramatic.
That was extra. That was extra.
I loved it though.
That was extra.
That was dramatic.
Because you know good and well, A&T can be quite petty.
That was funny.
Yeah, A&T can be just as petty as everybody else. So, yeah, it just goes in. At the end of the day, you know, we'll ride with y'all for a little bit. We want y'all to win. We'll be cheering for y'all when y'all play North Dakota State.
Hey, man.
Oh, God.
Hey, appreciate the call, Armand.
Oh,
hey, anytime,
God.
man.
Yeah, that part.
Anytime. All right, boy.
Yeah.
Peace. That was funny. Hey, listen up. Thursday, real quick, I'm gonna make this quick announcement. I got 334 people in here. Make sure you like the stream. Thursday, all right, Thursday. We're gonna have an insider. I cannot put his name on the screen. That's why I went with the V Vendetta look. Insider look from a promoter. Say goodbye to your classics Thursday at 7:30. It will be me and Kofi. All right, me and Kofi will be back 7:30. Okay, it'll either be 7:30 or 8. So be on the lookout for that. Might be a time change, but the inside look from a promoter. Say goodbye to your classics Thursday, 7:30 or 8. Okay, make sure you're locked in. It will be me and Kofi hosting again. All right, so make sure you're locked in. It should be good. What's up, Kofi?
And that's gonna be nuts. Please tell a neighbor and a friend.
Yeah,
everything you wanted to know about classics and more. I'm telling you, you want to tune into this.
Absolutely.
And bring a notepad so you can write some stuff down. Absolutely.
It's going to be numbers. It's going to be, I mean, we get into the nitty and gritty of this thing. So, you know what I'm saying? You asked, I brought it. Kofi's going to be here. We all going to get this thing cracking. So, and make sure if you got some questions, make sure you bring them. You already know how we get down in the chat. So you can bring the questions in the chat. All right. So make sure you tune in Thursday, 7:30 or 8. The inside looking for say goodbye to your classics. All right. So appreciate that. All right. Let's get to another caller. Hey, caller, you live. Talk to me.
All right. Hello, Scotty and Kofi. And I want Kofi to answer this. I'm going to put him on the spot here. Look, North Carolina A&T is like a marriage. And when the marriage is not going right, how do you know that your wife don't like you? I want a divorce. So what North Carolina A&T decided to do, I'm going to divorce the SWAC, the MEAC, and all you black folks. It's like your wife comes home one day and she says, I don't like you no more, and I'm getting a divorce. And then you say, well, who are you going to marry? Well, I'm going to marry the white boy next door, you know? And so the leadership in North Carolina A&T, they have made a decision. They have made a decision that for them, in their mind, to do better, they're going to have to go a complete different direction. And that direction, we all know what direction that is. That's what I got to say.
Thanks, Coach. Okay, I feel that. G-Dub, to answer your question, I love V for Vendetta because he was an agitator. You know what I'm saying? He saw how life should have been, so he made changes. So that's why I used that image. I think I felt it fit perfect. Roy, I'm not answering the phone for you, my guy. So stop calling. You've had your time. You've had your chances. All right, get off my call line. Hey, caller, you live. Talk to me.
So one thing I think everybody is missing.
What's
My
your
name
name?
is Chris.
Okay,
I'm an A&T grad. I'm from Cali. So I think one thing that people was missing is that, okay, the MEAC was garbage and a decision was made at A&T that we were leaving. So we hired a third-party consultant to basically look at what was the best conference for us at the time. That third-party conference told us the Colonial was the best conference for us. But at the time, we didn't have an invite, and then the travel was just too expensive.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, we went with the Big South because we didn't want to travel that much. So now we have an invite and like validation from a third-party consultant. I mean, it's the best decision for us. It's strategic. A lot of people ain't going to get it, but that's why we have a vision and a strategy.
And okay, I mean, nobody's saying you listen. People are just you have two sides of the coin, right? You have people that saying that, and Kofi, you can jump in here at any time. You have people saying that, you know, you guys are going against your fan base of your what they say, Kofi, in politics, your base. You're going against your base.
Correct.
Yeah. So you're going against your base. You know what I'm saying? we black. You know what I'm saying? That's your base. You playing white people. That ain't your base. You know what I'm saying? So it's just that simple. So in knowing, listen, like I'm not an HBCU historian, but I know color differences and I know like game differences. Y'all care about bands, white people don't. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all care about pageantry, white people don't. They compare about competition. You know what I'm saying? So how that works out for you guys? Go ahead.
No, I was saying I get that, but I mean, a part of our vision is basically to be the best of the best. So we going for playoff wins as well as championships. So with the current structure of the MEAC, we weren't able to do that because the MEAC has the Celebration Bowl where you forego that playoff bid.
Hey, listen, I'm always going to be on board for competition. So you sold me on that. Because I don't care what nobody say. People in the SWAC don't care about that. So A&T to me is putting competition above money, and SWAC is putting money above competition. And neither one, if you're able to do that, neither one is wrong. I'm just always going to be a component of competition over money because I love good competition. So listen, y'all might got a friend in me. Okay, yeah. If nobody else love you, I do because I appreciate y'all wanting to compete. So I'll give you that. But you know. If Mr. Campbell is going to call in, he's going to say, hey, if it don't make dollars, it don't make sense.
Totally agree. And I mean, I'll just leave with, look at our track team. We number one in the nation. Not number one in the MEAC, not number one HBCU, number one in the nation.
Facts. That is facts in the nation. Over University of Houston, over Texas, all them Bamas. So
exactly.
I agree with you, bro. I love the competition. All right, man. Appreciate the call. All right, David, you're the last caller, bro. All right, bring us home. Don't do nothing boring. Hey, David, you last. Talk to me.
Man, what's going on? Hey, we thought I've been on the hold for a while, but when Ryan made that stupid comment about the contracts and stuff, it gave me a headache. You know, if you got 2 years left on your deal, you got to do your 2 years left on your deal. You know what I'm saying? Unless you got the money to pay your buyout clause and just separate from the contract, then we just have, you know, it is what it is. You have to pay, you have to do what the contract says. Now, whose fault is it that we had shitty contractors both on Jackson State and Tennessee State? You know, whoever signed those contracts at the time didn't know what the worth of the university, the football teams, and everybody is. Like, they didn't do their research. It's basically what you kept saying all the time.
Hey, hold on. Somebody wants to get back with you. Hey, Ryan, you on the line, bro?
Hey, hold on.
Hey, look, man, bro, have you read the contract?
Bro, that contract is shitty as hell. I read the contract.
Have you? So you read the contract?
It's basically crap. Like, I'm in management, bro, and I wouldn't even sell myself out like that on the real. Like,
so you read what you read the contract? You gotta know what you read. Where did you read the contract at?
It don't matter where I read the contract at, man.
Let me know so I can read it.
Man, it's always gonna be public record.
So where is it? Where is it?
Google it.
Where is that?
Man, Google it. Just tell me where is it?
Where is that?
You don't know. Like I was going to say, nobody has read that contract. You don't know what's in that contract,
bro. But
you don't know what the buyout. You don't know what the buyout clause is.
But still though, the buyout clause.
What's the buyout? Tell me what's the buyout clause. Tell me what's the buyout clause. Do that. Since you read the contract, tell me what's the buyout clause.
Who cares about what the buyout clause is, man?
What you mean? You don't know if Jackson State can afford it. Pause, bro. Listen, you don't know if Jackson State can afford it, do you?
He saw it on TikTok.
Oh, you saw it on TikTok. Oh, okay. You saw it on TikTok.
Come on now.
Wow, that's crazy.
I mean, but you talking about me as a great person, man. But you, I'm telling you the contract.
What are you telling me, bro? This is what I'm saying. Look, bro. I don't mind calling in, like I say. But you acting like you don't read the contract. Like, oh, I'm giving you a headache. How?
Because what you said was making no sense. Man. How it made no sense? Explain to me how it made no sense. Explain to me.
It made no sense.
I ain't seen the contract just like you ain't seen the contract. I'm speculating just like Scotty and Kofi been speculating this whole time. We all been speculating. We all got opinions. We all been having opinions. But you come on the contract like you got facts. Oh, I done read the contract. Well, you read the contract here so I can read.
But anybody could see you read the contract, man. If you only get 250.
So where is it? You read it. So where can I find it? Where can I find the contract, sir?
Hey,
so I can see if Jackson State can afford that buyout.
Hey, David, that's a reasonable question. That is a reasonable question, David.
It's a fact.
That's a reasonable question.
Okay.
That's a reasonable question. We would all love to know where you got the contract from.
I mean, to me, it's any it's the contract that you will sign, man. It's like
you read the contract or not.
Read everything, the fine print.
It's okay. Did you really read the contract or not?
Hey, David,
did you read that contract?
Hold on, David, real quick. Be honest. Be a whole buck with us, real quick. Real like.
I mean, I ain't gonna say I read.
Did you read the goddamn contract?
But I'm speculating just like yo. Okay, man, y'all playing me.
So whatever I'm saying, my bro, we all been speculating.
I'm speculating. Right, you speculating.
Go ahead, bro. Listen, one thing I was saying. Listen. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
Okay, what I'm saying is, if the OAD. If the OAD, bro, signed that contract without reading like all the fine print, like it's both of our fault that we signed a shitty ass contract.
And Jackson State president didn't read the contract either.
Bro, that wasn't even my argument.
I'm not about to, but in the businesses, I'm not about to sit.
All right, go ahead, Ryan. Make your point. Go ahead, Ryan. I put him on mute.
That was never my argument that it was a bad contract they signed. I didn't make that argument. My argument was now that Dion and Scotty, I agree with you. Yeah, we got an outside force coming in who works for Jackson State, who looked at the deal and said, damn, this shit don't make sense. Had a conversation with Eddie George who agreed, like this deal don't make sense for neither school. So instead of complaining about it, they saying, man, we finna get out. Like Dion with the statements you had put up online today. Okay, we finna change from this point forward. Things finna change. So, I mean, I'm assuming Jackson State said we trying to get out this year, but maybe they looked at the deal and said, okay, that's not possible. It's not feasible. We're gonna have to pay money that we can't afford right now.
Okay, I can see where you're coming from, though, right?
But the other two,
that's real.
The other 2 years they said. Go ahead.
No, I just said that's real. He apologized. That's real. Go ahead, Ryan.
I apologize on that. So I'm being.
Yeah, that's all I was saying. Though, like, that's the only thing I was saying.
Hey, appreciate the call, guys. I just want to make sure y'all squash that. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate the call.
Yes,
good night.
Hey, no problem. That was funny. Listen. Hey, don't conference calls put you. You can't just be spitting crazy stuff on a conference call.
Ooh, you is messy. You ain't just petty. You is messy.
Hey, you know
that wasn't petty. That was messy.
You know my theme song.
I'm petty. I'm petty.
No, messy, and messy. That was messy.
That boy got here and said, I done read the contract. And then I said, bro, be real. Be 100. You
read that contract.
That was
Did you
funny.
really read it or not?
That's funny. That was funny. Let me take this last caller. Hey, caller, you live. Talk to us.
Hey, great to be. Great to be on, man. I'm so glad y'all finally.
What's your name?
I watched this. Owen. This is Owen. I'm calling from the Great Pacific Northwest.
Oh, so, wow.
Trying to work my way back home, but I'm glad y'all talking about this A&T thing. And I think actually my whole position is vetted out by all season long. I've been dying to talk about A&T, but they moved to the suburbs. So don't nobody really give a damn.
That's fair.
About what they do. And I guess that's the question that I ask as an Aggie fan. Like when this program went through the bottom, like we went a couple years without winning games, people were still showing up. And I guess where I come from is what's the model? Everybody's talking about run to FBS. And if we just keep it real, like our fan bases, most of our fan bases are employees. We don't have a bunch of car dealership owners, I'm not even talking about rich, right? I'm just talking like, where are we going with this FBS conversation? I don't understand it. So you break off from the MEAC. I get that the MEAC was on the decline, but I just think your interests are better protected when you build a cartel. And Hampton and A&T is not a cartel. When you go to the CAA, as soon as they get those checks, they're going to ask you to sit down, hop in the corner, and be cool. And you will not have the power in the CAA that you could have, in my mind, as badly as the MEAC struggle. I don't understand like why they couldn't power move within the MEAC to get to a better deal. And so that's just my whole vibe. Like all season long, I've been watching off script and listening. And I have a team in the SWAC. I follow Texas Southern. That's my SWAC squad. But to pull A&T in the conversation is a struggle because like everybody's like, well, who really gives a damn? And in my eyes, that program, as Kofi said earlier, we had built significant momentum. Mm-hmm. And then we go to the Big South. We have a decent season, but I just don't. I watch the scores, I watch the games, and I'm just like, nah. Okay, let me get back to what the rest of the. I'm interested in being relevant at the cookout. I don't give a damn about the championship of the Big South, and I realize I'm in the minority there. I don't give a damn about going to the FBS because I don't. When I look at programs like App State and Marshall, I look at programs that were like, I mean, A&T has had excellent years, but the test will be taken when we show up against North Dakota State. We're going to see exactly where we are and how far we have to go. And I think once we get the answer to that, we have to seriously sit back and go, what are we really doing here? And I'm not saying we can't beat North Dakota State, but I'm just saying, I don't think after a 4, 5, 6 year run that you could just say, hey, we are the dominant cat. And that seems like the approach that A&T has taken. And as a result, I feel like we've gone off course a little bit.
All right, let me ask you this question. So if they were dominant another 5 more years in the MEAC, what does that do for you guys? I want to just get your opinion about that. I'm not like trying to paint you in the corner or nothing like that.
So first of all, what type of check did A&T bring home this year when they sat at home and watched South Carolina State win the Celebration Bowl? Right, that money was coming back into the A&T program. So where did those funds come from that they didn't get from, in my mind, winning the Celebration Bowl? So if it's not a given, right? Kofi can tell you this. There were some years where we shouldn't have been in the Celebration Bowl because crazy ass tiebreakers in the MEAC. Mm-hmm. We got to go when you could make the case that maybe we should have been there. So I don't buy that we were just
dominant
heads and shoulders above the rest of the MEAC. I'm just keeping it real. We played great ball, right? And we earned the privilege to be there, but it wasn't a given. It wasn't, this wasn't, in my mind, just a foregone conclusion. So to answer your question, 5 more years of dominance allows you to continue to build that momentum. And now you think about what's happening in the SWAC, right? And you think about the matchups that would be playing out as a prelude to a super conference, right? So it's A&T, who I think is the last HBCU to post an undefeated season. If they can mimic that again, bring that undefeated record to a Celebration Bowl in Atlanta. And while I'm talking about the Celebration Bowl, when we made the Celebration Bowl, we weren't selling that stadium out. So, I mean, we just have to be honest in our assessment. That's fair. At the end of the day, where are we going with this conversation about FBS? Like when that program was at its apex, at its height, and you have a lot of A&T alums in Atlanta, and they weren't filling they weren't coming close to filling that stadium, right? So I just, in my mind, I'm looking at it from the perspective of I keep intercollegiate athletics in its place. I want to be successful. I want to do it the healthy way. I don't want to follow kind of the FBS model. And I realize I'm in the minority on that position, but I just think that there's a better, as I kind of thought about tonight, and I was just thinking, like, it's sort of like when you watch fights in the 70s, you kind of figured out, when do I take what fight? And I think these schools like Jackson State, Tennessee State, North Carolina A&T, they got to ask themselves, what could we do as a cartel of schools? And if we build our own product, I like what Kofi was saying earlier. If you think about a super conference and pulling in and just capturing that African-American market on Saturday nights and then going to pitch that, then you bring the fight to you. And I think that's where we can be successful.
Hey, man, I love this call, man. Appreciate the call. Real talk, man. I'm glad you were able to call in.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm hitting my membership, too, for the end of the month.
Hey,
great work, man. I appreciate that.
Thank you. But, hey, great call, man. Real talk. Great call. Yeah. That was great. I love that. That was dope. I loved it.
I liked him.
Yeah, I like that perspective.
Absolutely.
Hey, what's up, Smash? Keep it short and sweet. You the last one.
Hey, man, I like this alumni who just called in, man. He was speaking some facts. Like, I said that myself. If A&T would have stayed in the MEAC and, like, what the matchups would have been like Jackson versus A&T, that'd have been crazy. Like, the SWAC MEAC challenge and, like, dominated for 5 more years, they could have been just as successful as they is now. They took a couple steps back, man. Since he was saying some real facts, you know what I'm saying? And he's invited to the cookout. A dude earlier, he can't come to the cookout. But yeah, it also seems like it's a divided house over there in Cake. Some alumni feel like this guy's feeling, some just don't know what's going on. So it seems like they're not even listening to their alumni on the stance of it. They're just trying to, I guess, push forward to make themselves seem better or whatever. But I don't know. But I like the alumni caller. So whoever that was, he definitely can come back to the cookout, Scotty.
Hey, no problem, Smash. Appreciate the call, man.
Gotcha.
All right, man. All right, that's the last caller for real. I'm closing the call lines down right now. Kofi, you want to make one last statement on the North Carolina A&T point?
I totally agree, man. With brother George Dixon, I think this really for A&T, from an academic standpoint, I don't know how the CAA elevates them. Academically, you're still going to be great institutionally from an academic standpoint, and it has nothing to do with the institutions that you're necessarily connected with. In addition to that, you weren't really, as my brother said, you weren't really dominating the MEAC anyway. I mean, you lost to Morgan State and FAMU 2 years in a row in football. So you had 2 MEAC losses. How that's domination is beyond me. So let's stop with that. But congratulations on your track team. And, they not dominating basketball. They definitely not dominating tennis. They not dominating nothing else. They're not dominating volleyball, not dominating baseball, not dominating. Where's the domination? So where are y'all really going? In addition to that, and ain't gonna be no good tailgates up there in the Northeast like that. Let me stop. All right. So anyway, y'all know how I feel.
Listen, I'm from the Northeast. Shout out to Maryland, 301, 240. How
crabs. It ain't like the South.
You know what I'm saying?
You have to know. It ain't like that.
I agree. We not tailgating like that. You know what I'm saying? We got better things to do with our time. But
if you say so.
We do. We do. We don't. In the South, everything's so slow on Monday. We got to get in and get out, bro. We there
because it's so cold and just bitterly cold up there. Yeah, you don't have time to fellowship and love on one another like that. You can't stand one another because it's too cold to be doing all that.
Listen. Yeah, up north we don't got time for all that foolishness y'all be doing. But y'all, that's why y'all drive like this. That's why y'all drive like that. Y'all get anyway. So I actually love this comment by George Dixon. Left the soldier interview on American Bandstand, but American Bandstand was
They had the Jackson Zone from time to time. Michael Jackson came on American Bandstand.
You know what I'm saying?
Every once in a while.
Never can say goodbye. But listen, man, I listen, I'm all for competition. Because this is how I look at it. If they go to the CAA and become a top 3 team in the CAA, they're better than anything that the SWAC can offer. I don't care what y'all talking about. I don't care. I'll pick A&T with my eyes closed. Now, once again, football is not transitive, so this will just be my opinion because they are beating out of conference opponents that you all don't play. All right, so nor beat. So anyway, you know what I'm saying? So they'll take.
Real. A&T has beaten East Carolina, Kent State. What is it? Charlotte,
Yep.
UNC Charlotte.
They went undefeated. Yep.
UNC Charlotte. They've beaten some quality teams, and came back and lost to Morgan. And but let me just say this. Let me just move on. Let me move on because let me move on. All right. So this show on Thursday, people, is groundbreaking. I am telling you, please tell a neighbor and tell a friend. This is something that you definitely want to see. Everything you wanted to know about classics, say goodbye to your classics. It's an inside look from producer, promoter. It's going to be big, and it's going to be good. And I'm looking forward to this. It's going to be big. Mm-hmm.
It definitely was.
Mr. Ford, if you're watching, I missed you on tonight. Love you, man.
So also Kofi, I know you want to do the bowling strike zone. Wednesday?
Yeah, the ONG Strike Zone is going to be on 8:00 on Wednesday, every Wednesday at 8:00 p.m. That's it. We're gonna be on.
Make sure y'all check out the bowling strike zone. Brian back? Is Brian back?
Brian will be back this week, and it's glad to know that you'll be on standby for us, man. We thank you. That meant a lot to know that you would be open to hosting the show and the event. That
Listen, I ain't talking about no softball, though. I don't care what y'all talking. Listen, if y'all ever need a host, I'm down for it. I'll host it. Listen, y'all, boy, that thing go through the roof. But if I host, I'm gonna tear it up. But I'm not talking about no softball though. That ain't even coming out my mouth. So
you funny.
I might talk about the score, but I ain't talking about the game. Right? Yeah, but whoa, yes. Softball 7-1. Okay, now it's the other FAMU news. Like, nah, I'm not wasting my time. So that's just not me. So, but I know you guys gotta talk FAMU stuff, so I get it. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
But if y'all, like I said, if y'all ever need to spice it up and y'all want me to shut it down, you know what I'm saying? Listen.
Well, come on through. You got to come on back, man. We got to get you straight.
Oh, yeah. Let me say that. Laxton State got the Coach Prime tomorrow. All right. The Coach Prime documentary. I will be doing a recap show like I always do. So I would do a post show of the Coach Prime documentary of season 2 of the Coach Prime documentary. It comes out tomorrow. I believe it's probably at 7. That's what it did last year. So right immediately after this episode, I will be doing a recap show. So if you guys want to call in, talk about it, whatever, you can do that as well. So yeah, so we'll make that happen. So until next, so anything else, Kofi? You got anything else?
No, sir, man. I love you. Wakanda forever. Let's do this, man. We're going on the big and better things, man. I cannot wait. I truly believe that we're gonna have 1,000 on here by the fall, man.
Hey, I believe it. We putting that in the atmosphere. Listen, as always, guys, listen, if you don't like anything I say or do, you can always
if I make you feel some type of way.
Listen, I'm not. Okay. Now, Mr. Campbell would say, Scotty, don't say that. But when I say I don't care, I mean I don't care. Okay, I don't care. All right. So until next time, you know what I'm going to do. I'm going to holler. God bless you. Make sure y'all stay petty. Hey, I'm petty. Hey, I'm petty. Stay petty out there, baby.
I'm petty. I'm petty. I'm petty.